So we're just waiting for that notification to get out there. It should be out like any second. And it's not out. Oh, there we go. All right. So we are live. Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of MFers Live. It's Tuesday. It's our tea time. See, we got the old tea going. All right, it's our facts day. Hello, Jason. How you doing, brother? It's always great to see you. What else we got here? Oh, we even got Christopher popping in. Hello, buddy. All right, yes, it is Tuesday. It is our tea time. It is our facts day here at MFers Live. Yes. So it is Tuesday, August 7th, 2018. I am live in the studio with none other than my co-host, Nacho the Cat, who's always, of course, blinging it. Always. Mr. T. Ichihado, brother. Hello, Becky. Hi, how are you? Yes, and we are also filmed live in front of a live studio audience with none other than Maester Butters. Whoop, whoop. And then, of course, we got like a sleeping. Yeah, Maester Chef, Sleeping Beauty, of course. And yes, if you guys actually watch the replay, you'll probably hear Medic at the very beginning. Motorcycle drove by and he's like, right, Mets? What's up, puppy? Come. Oh, no, he's going to play all shy now. Of course. All right, so we're going to start off like we always do. We're going to do our shout-outs. Okay. Really? You can come over here. Come. If you want to bark, come bark on camera, buddy. No, not background. All right, you guys ready for this? Okay, here we go. We got Kelhel McGill. There we go. What else we got here? We have Katrina Brown. Oh, fellow Ginger. Jesse Hanna. There you go, buddy. All the way out to Fergus. All right, here's my good old friend there, Bill Dawson. You're Billy. All right, we have Kelly Patty. All right, so we have, this is one of our MFers all the way from down under Australia, Ms. Robinson. There you go. All right, and then we have Yvette Prince. Hello, Mindy. Hello, Charlene. Hello, everybody. All right, and then, of course, we have Pizza Zelinka. All right, so I'm going to read off our good history, and then, like you said, ladies and gentlemen, I have some really interesting facts. I'm also going to be promoting a little bit of a new Netflix show that I've been watching. It's actually really interesting, which kind of ties into some of our facts today. All right, so this is our good news history for August 7th. On this day, yes, this very day, 7 years ago, Alice Coachman became the first black woman to win an Olympic gold medal. The American track and field star won the high jump at the London Games with a leap of 5 foot 6.5 inches. That would be about 1.68 meters. Beating 16-year world record held by nearly 3 inches. Born in Georgia, she ran barefooted as a child along dirt roads near her home, and then later dominating the amateur athletics high jump championship, winning 10 national titles in a row. She also won national titles in the 50 and the 100-meter dash and the 400-meter relay team as a student of the Tuskegee Institute, where she also won 3 conference championships as a guard on their women's basketball team. Wow. Alice was in her prime during World War II when they canceled the 1940 and 1944 Olympic Games. Otherwise, according to one sports writer, we would probably be talking about her as the number 1 female athlete of all time. So upon her return from the Olympics, Coachman became a celebrity, meeting with President Harry Truman and former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. She was honored with parades and was thrown a party by Count Basie. In 1952, she became the first black woman to win an endorsement deal when she was signed by Coca-Cola, who featured her prominently on billboards alongside 1936 Olympic winner Jesse Owens. Well, that's pretty awesome. That is amazing. All right, so what other good news we have here in our history? All right, so George Washington established the Purple Heart Medal, first called the Badge of Military Merit, as commander of the Continental Army. That was in 1782. Wow. So Simon Bolivar triumphs over Spain as a hero in the Battle of Boyance. That was 1819. The Peace Bridge, I love that name, the Peace Bridge, opened between Fort Erie, Ontario, and Buffalo, New York, commemorating 100 years of peace between Canada and the U.S. And that was in 1927. So Wow. So I guess in 2027 it'll be our 200 piece mark. I don't know. It's getting iffy. The way Trump's been pulling things lately, it's kind of iffy. It's hard to tell. Hopefully we can. I really hope we can, because we need peace. That's what we need. The Balsa Wood Raft Kon-Tiki reached the Tuamotu Islands after Thor Heyerdahl's 101-day journey across the Pacific, which proved that prehistoric peoples could have traveled from South America. And they did that back in 1947. Wow. So the Quarrymen played at the Cavern Club in Liverpool. And because it was still a jazz club with only one tolerance for skiffle music, when John Lennon dared to play Hound Dog and Blue Suede Shoes, the club owner sent a note to the stage saying, "Cut out the bloody rock." But within 4 years, the Beatles had established themselves as the club's signature act. And that was back in 1957. Wow. NBC aired the final day of Watergate hearings on U.S. daytime television. That was in 1973. Well, that was the same year that Bruce Lee died. 73. So Philip Pitié performed a high wire act between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center, which is about 1,368 feet. That, and transferred over into meters, is about 417 meters still. And off the ground. And that was in 1974. Notable birthday. Okay, here we go. We got a happy birthday going out. Happy birthday, Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden singer, songwriter, airline pilot, and entrepreneur, turned 60 years old. Yes, and Garrison, author, storyteller, humorist, and radio personality, turns 76. And on this day in 1981, so, wow, just basically literally 1 year and 1 month after I was born. That's funny. Good News Network founder Jerry Wells Colbury was sent to cover her first news story as an ENG camera operator for Washington, D.C. Television News Bureau, becoming one of the first females to be assigned a portable news camera in the nation's capital. That is pretty epic. That is. Okay, so we're going to share this off, and then we're going to pop in and see what everybody's comments is, because you know what? I know how my laptop's working, and it's just, I know it's freezing. And I want to make sure I can at least respond to you guys. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't respond back right away, please be patient with me. I do try to get all the comments, so this way I can interact with everybody. Okay, so that's, okay, so I can put that app away. Okay, because it is our, oh, okay, so we're going to close that off. Okay, so, so we're going to share this quickly, so then this way it doesn't interfere. Okay, we're going to share this off to our Facebook page, because it's already been shared to our Twitter page. All right, on our MFers Live Twitter page, here we go. MFers Live Facebook page. There's our Good News History. Boom, and now I can pop in and see all the comments. Oh, see, I missed it. Sharon was here. Verna was here. Yvette was here. Nick Boss is here. Ashley Smith. All these were here. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. I'm here. Yes. Hello, everybody. Yes. Like I said, hopefully, I forgot to actually call them today. I did. It was on my list of things to do today. And I totally forgot to call the repair guy to see if the tablet was fixed. As far as I know, it should be fixed. I just forgot to bug him to see if I was able to pick it up. I gotta write myself a little note. Pens are gonna get actually. Mr. Butters, is there a pen on the table over there? I think there should be. Gotta write myself a note. Oh, leave it to me.
Yeah, you were no good at baseball, were you?
Come on. Actually, I was.
That was a good throw.
I know. Just gotten old in my age. Come on. I won 2 Little Leagues. 2 Little League championships, man. First year was for Aunt Anne's, and the second year was for Regal House Kitchens. And it kind of sucked because I liked Aunt Anne's. It was an awesome bakery. It was. But yeah, we took championship back to back. It was awesome. All right, so. Okay, so tablet, so that I don't forget, I'm going to put a question mark. All right, so I can at least find out, because I really need to get back. I do. Hello, Sharon. Hello, everybody. Yes. As you can tell, I'm drinking my Earl Grey. All right, drinking some of Earl Grey. Got 2 cups of that going. All right, we got Nacho sitting chilling. All right. Hello, Becky. Hello. Oh, so we got a couple of Beckys that popped in today. Hello. All right, so let's go pop open our facts. All right, so we're going to start with AI. You know what? I should have started with the other one first. Okay, you know what? This is how we actually came up with the fact I needed to do today. It was a show that we're watching. But I'm going to read the fact off. These are facts on AI. Okay, so facts intelligence. Because I know AI can mean multiple different things. But artificial intelligence. Okay, so today just about 15% of enterprises are actually using AI. But 31% said it is on the agenda for the next 12 months. The joys of life. Joys of life. There's nothing in it. Sorry about that, late Sean. All right, so for those enterprises already in the AI fry, top performing companies said that they are more than twice as likely as their peers to be using the technology for marketing. Unsurprisingly, analysis of data is a key AI focus for businesses, with on-site personalization and second most commonly said use case for AI. So when asked about the next big marketing trend, survey respondents identified consumer personalization and voice at 29%, AI at 26%, and voice search at 21.23%. These top three responses, which are a total of 75%, of all AI applications, demonstrate that AI is more pervasive and prominent than respondents actually realize. So 47% of digitally mature organizations, or those that have advanced digital practices, said that they have a defined AI strategy. Business leaders said that they believe AI is fundamental in the future. In fact, 72% termed it a business advantage. 61% of those who have an innovation strategy said that they are using AI to identify opportunities and data that would otherwise be missed. Only 22% without strategy said the exact same thing. Consumers actually use more AI than they realize. While only 33% think they use AI-enabled technology, 77% actually use an AI-powered service of device. 38% of consumers said that they believe AI is going to improve customer service. And it actually might. 61% of 6,000 people surveyed said that they believe AI will make the world a better place. In a survey of over 1,600 marketing professionals, 61%, regardless of company size, pointed to machine learning and AI as their company's most significant data initiative for next year. See, everybody's jumping on board this. The impact of AI technologies on business is projected to increase labor productivity by up to 40% and enable people to make more efficient use of their time. The largest companies, those with at least 100,000 employees, are the most likely to actually have an AI strategy, but only half actually have one. More than 80% of executives surveyed are eyeing the peaks and view AI as a strategic opportunity. Voice assistants are actually being incorporated into a wide range of consumer products. Nearly half of U.S. adults, 46%, right, said that they now use these applications to interact with smartphones and other devices. So when asked about expectations for marketing technology providers to have more native AI capabilities, more than 50% of the respondents said that it was important or a must-have. So see, that's pretty cool. That is. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to open this one up. All right. I don't know why. Why is my phone doing updates? Come on. Don't do updates. Okay, so I'm going to pop back in here so I can read everybody's comments. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. AI. Oh, look, we got Becky Racky's popped in. Hello. Suli. Suli, huh? Right? Don't mess with us, Zohan. Never mess with Zohan. I know. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Some facts on AI. All right. Now, I know it. It's kind of bringing me around to, I'll actually talk more about the little Netflix series that I found, which is really interesting. Hi, Becky. Hi. Becky, look. Gotcha. Becky says hi, buddy. But this actual next set of facts is the host of the show. It's called Liquid Science. Liquid Science?
Yeah.
Liquid Science. And the host is none other than one of the Wu-Tang Clan members, Jiza. That's it, Jiza. Next set of facts, ladies and gentlemen, are on the Wu-Tang member Jiza. All right, so the original members are actually Reza, Jiza, Method Man, Recon, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Musta Killer, Old Dirty Bastard, and Capadonna. Reza and Old Dirty Bastard actually adopted the name for the group after the film Shaolin and Wu-Tang. Yes. The group's debut album loosely adopted a Shaolin versus Wu-Tang theme, dividing the album into Shaolin and Wu-Tang sections. The group developed backgroundics for the name as hip-hop pioneers such as KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane did with their names, including We Usually Take All Garments, Witty Unpredictable Talent, and Natural Game, and of course Wisdom of the Universe and the Truth of Allah for the Nations of the Gods. So the Wu-Tang Clan first became known in 1993 following the release of the independent single Protect Ya Neck, which immediately gave the group a sizable underground following, especially after the tour with Cat New and Cypress Hill. Though there was some difficulty in finding a record label that would sign the Wu-Tang Clan while still allowing each member to record solo albums with other labels, such as Loud RCA, until they finally agreed. Releasing their debut album, Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, in November 1993. And Jiza is actually the oldest member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Yes, he's actually the oldest member. They look up to him. They're not calling him Jiza, they call him the Genius. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It is. Yeah, he's the oldest, and they always looked at for guys. And you find out he's actually pacifist. Yeah, he does not like confrontation. Yeah, it's very cool. What else are here? Yeah, and of course, Wu-Tang just played was it last week? No, not the weekend just passed. The weekend before that. So the album actually turned out to be critically acclaimed, and to date is regarded as one of the greatest hip hop rap albums of all time. The success of Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, established the group as a creative and influential force in the mid-1990s. Hip-hop, allowing Old Dirty Bastard, Jiza, Reza, Raycon, You God, Method Man, and Ghostface Killer to negotiate solo contracts. Reza was the first to follow up on the success of Enter the Wu-Tang with a side project, founding the Gravediggers with Prince Paul and Fuquan, and also with Poetic. The Gravediggers released 6 Feet Deep in August 1994, which became one of the best-known works to emerge from hip-hop's small subgenre of horrorcore. It had always been planned for Method Man to be the first breakout star from the group's lineup, with the B-side of the first single being his now classic Effing solo track. In November 1994, his solo album, Tickle, was released. It was entirely produced by Reza, who, for the most part, continued with the grimy, raw textures he explored on 36 Chambers. Reza's hands-on approach to Title extended beyond his merely creating the beats to devising song concepts and structures. The track, All I Need, from Tiesel was the winner of the Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group at the 1995 Grammy Awards. That's pretty awesome. In the late summer and early fall of 1995, saw the release of Raycon's Only Built for Cuban Links and Jesus' Liquid Swords, which would turn out to be the group's 2 most significant and well-received solo projects. Cuban Links was a diverse theological, criminological epic that saw Reza move away from the raw, stripped-down beats of the early albums and towards a richer cinematic sound, more reliant on strings and classical soul samples. The album is highly notable in that it revived and expanded to Mephisto rap subgenre, which started to decline several years beforehand. Lavish living and the crime underworld are referenced throughout using quotes from the John Woo movie, The Killer. with the mystique of the Wu-Tang Clan deepened by the adoption of crime boss aliases and the crew name Wu Gambinos. The album introduced a flurry of slang words to the rap lexicon, and many artists have gone on to imitate its materialism. Cuban Links featured all but one Wu member and featured the debut of Capadonna. The album also featured rapper Nas, who was the first non-Wu-Tang affiliate MC to actually appear on a Wu-Tang Clan album. Giza Liquid Swords had a similar focus on inner-city criminology akin to only built for Cuban Links, but it was far darker, both in Jesus' crim lyrics and in the ominous, forbidding production that saw RZA experimenting more with keyboards than ever before. Liquid Swords features guest appearances from every Wu-Tang Clan member and is linked together by experts from the movie Shogun Assassin. 1995 was also saw the release of the Wu-Wear clothing line, which would turn out to be massively successful and influential on hip-hop culture. Initially started as a mere way to make money from the demand for bootleg Wu-Tang Clan shirts and evolved into an extensive collection of designer garments. Soon, other hip-hop artists were making similar ventures, and by the mid-2000s, a clothing line was almost a prestige for hip-hop superstardom, with clothing lines launched by Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Nelly, Ludacris, 50 Cent, and the list goes on. Just so many more. Almost a year after the release of Liquid Swords, Ghostface Killah released his first solo album, Iron Man, in late October 1996. The album struck a balance between the sinister keyboard-laden textures of Liquid Sword and the sentimental soul samples of Cuban Links. While Ghostface himself explored new territory as a lyricist, Iron Man was critically acclaimed and is still widely considered to be one of the best of Wu-Tang solo albums. Although the 1994-96 albums were released as solo, RZA's presence behind the production and the large number of guest appearances from other Wu-Tang Clan members has rendered them to be mostly all-round group efforts. In 1996, the group appeared on the Red Hot Organization's compilation CD, America is Dying Slowly, alongside Biz Markie, Coolio, and Fat Joe, among many other prominent hip-hop artists. The CD, meant to raise awareness of the AIDS epidemic among African-American men, was heralded as a masterpiece by The Source magazine. That is pretty awesome. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's, like I said, we just, King Rams is here. King Rams, what's up, brother? What's up? Oh, your album is dropping August 15th. Right on, right on. Oh, on all platforms. That is awesome. That is awesome. Of course we love you. Of course, Big Rams. King Rams. King Rams. You know, you got to get a little crowd. King Rams. But yeah, and like I said, you know, Wu-Tang Clan just had, you know, they were in Kitchener. And yeah, like I said, if he states it right in the intro. Okay. Like Giza hosts this, and it's called Liquid Science. And he even states how he used his music to be able to get him up to the platform, to be able to learn all these new things, and to expand his mind. And he hosts it. I forget how many episodes are. I think there's like 10 to 13, I do believe. But it is on Netflix, and it's called Liquid Science. So, yeah. Of course, see, King Rams, all the MFers love it. We're all one big family, always. All right, okay. So let's see, what else? Oh, it's freezing on my phone. Okay. All right, so let's see, what other facts we got here? We got more, ladies. I mean, we do. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, we got a few, okay. We're going to do some animal facts. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to do some facts on pigs. Yes, all right, so newborn piglets actually learn to run to their mother's voice and can actually recognize their own names by the time that they're only 2 weeks old. Sows have even been known to sing to their young whilst nursing. That's pretty cool. So think that pigs are slow and lumbering. As it turns out, they're actually not at all. Adult pigs can run at speeds of up to 11 miles per hour, or in other words, They can run a 7-minute mile. Could you do any better? I know I could. So it's a pig can't run me. All right. So yeah. So if you calling me sweaty? Yeah. If you've ever suggested that someone was sweating like a pig, then you'd be wrong. Pigs have actually hardly any sweat glands. And one of the best ways for them to keep cool is to wallow in all of the glorious mud. And that's how they keep cool. They do. They roll around in the mud. They don't sweat. And I say all the time, "Oh, I sweat like a pig." But no, Malaysia, pigs actually do not sweat. All right, so we're gonna move that cup over. Okay, so a pig's squeal can actually be as loud as 115 decibels. That's about 3 decibels higher than the sound of a supersonic airliner. Yeah, not just a supersonic airliner going by. Theirs can actually get louder. It's kind of scary. And when they're not squealing, they're actually talking. Pigs communicate constantly with each other, and more than 20 different vocalizations have actually been identified. From wooing a mate to actually saying "I'm hungry." That's pretty cool. And when they're not either squealing or talking, pigs will eat almost about anything, including human bones. Yeah. In 2012, a farmer in Oregon, America, was actually eaten by his pigs after a heart attack and falling into their enclosure. By the time a concerned relative came looking for him, only his dentures were left. Yeah, because they did eat they will eat anything. They may be indiscriminate eaters, but pigs are also highly intelligent and incredibly social animals. When kept in a group, they will snuggle close to one another. See, they do. They'll snuggle close to one another and prefer to sleep nose to nose. Yeah, nose to nose. Studies have also shown that much like humans, they dream. So yeah, they're pretty smart. Huh? And dreaming isn't the only way in which pigs are actually similar to humans. Their genetic makeup is also very close to our own. Because of this, stem cells from pigs are being used by scientists to research cures for human diseases. To track the cells once they have been injected, Chinese geneticists have actually crossed a pig with a jellyfish, producing piglets whose tongues and trotters glow fluorescent green in UV light. That's kind of scary. And tattoo artists will tell you, get a piece of pig, piece of the pork. And, that's a good way to practice. It's pretty close to human skin, right? So alongside of their life-saving abilities, the pig is also associated with fertility and virility in China. This has led to statues of pigs being displayed prominently in the bedrooms of Chinese couples who are trying to have children. That's pretty cool. And finally, we've all seen pigs wallowing in the mud. But how about swimming in a crystal clear sea on the uninhabited Bahama island of Big Major K? That's exactly what they do. A population of wild aquatic swine rules the island, and many have taken to swimming out to the boats offshore in the hope of being rewarded with a tasty snack. That's pretty cool. That is pretty awesome. That is. Okay, so we're gonna open this one. We're gonna pop back in here. Let's see how everybody's doing. Oh, see, it froze again. All right, so we're gonna do some more facts because I still got a couple more facts. I didn't. No. I wanted to open this one. Okay. So, we're gonna stick on some more facts about animals. Okay, this is about sheep. Okay, we're gonna talk about sheep this time. So the scientific name for domesticated sheep is Ovis aris. Yes, an adult male sheep is actually called a ram. When an adult female is called an ewe, baby sheep are called lambs and are usually birthed 1 or 2 at a time. The word sheep is actually derived from the Old English word scape. I think that's how it's pronounced, scape. And it is used in both singular and plural references. You might hear a group of sheep referred to as a flock or a mob or even a herd. All are actually acceptable and used in various parts of the world. Sheep actually have an excellent sense of smell and have scent glands both in front of their eyes and on their feet. Yeah, these glands are actually used in reproduction and marking territory. Sheep are almost exclusively grazing herbivores because they tend to eat invasive plants. Herds of sheep are often used for conservation grazing, which is the practice of using grazing animals to maintain the biodiversity of natural habitats. That's pretty cool. All right, so most people know that sheep tend to flock together, but did you know that many breeds also stick to the same grazing spot? These sheep can be hefted, which means that they're taught to graze in the same general area, called a heft. Lambs usually learn the heft from their mothers, so the practice continues even as new lambs are added to the flock. Sometimes farmers use to help guide the sheep from where they're grazing out in the hills back to the farm for the night. Though most assume that sheep are unintelligent because of the flock attitude, studies have actually shown that sheep are actually on par with cattle and just below pigs when it comes to their IQ. Oh, that's pretty cool. They can learn and recognize human faces, and some will learn to respond to their name if trained from a young age. What's the difference between eating lamb and eating mutton? Well, both come from sheep, but lamb refers to eating the meat of a young sheep, while mutton refers to the meat of an older sheep. Okay, well, that makes sense. Sheep actually, sheep produce a valuable product called lanolin. One of the most valuable sheep byproducts is lanolin, a waterproof fatty oil that is found naturally in sheep's wool, and used as a base for cosmetics and more. Well, that's pretty cool. The world's most famous sheep, though, was Dolly, a Finnish Dorset sheep who was the first mammal to be cloned from an adult seismic cell. She was born in 1996 and died shortly after her 7th birthday from a lung disease. Sheep factor in many religions and folklores around the world. The ram was a symbol of several ancient Egyptian gods. The golden fleece of the ram, Chrysomolus, is a part of the Greek mythological story of Jason the Argonaut. The ram, or known as Aries, is the first sign of the zodiac, and the sheep is part of the Chinese calendar. Sheep play actually a big part in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, since many major players in these religions were shepherds. Followers of Christianity are called the flock, with Christ known as the Good Shepherd. Well, yeah, that makes sense. References to counting sheep as a way to fall asleep can actually be found as early as the 1600s in Miguel de Cervantes' Don Quixote. While it was thought to be a largely ineffective way of falling asleep, counting sheep have been referenced so often in popular culture that sheep have become associated with sleep and insomnia. What they should. Yeah. What a cool. All right, so how's it? Worship. Chef is sawing logs. Oh, wait. Did he move? Mr. Butters. Was that movement?
Yeah, a little bit.
His eyes still closed?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, he's still out. Still out cold. It's all good. We got the Z's. See, we're still alive. It's just he's sleeping. And you know what? It's kind of scary because the original MFer has got to have like one of the biggest mouths known. Okay, I'm the worst person to take somewhere where you have to be quiet because I'm just loud, just naturally loud. But Maester Chef was working really hard. That's why I'm not bugging him, letting him sleep, because he got all these facts for us. He did. He got all these facts, and I still have another set to go. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get this other set out here. All right. Oh, and of course, I'm glad I get to read this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some facts on a Japanese tea ceremony. Yes, Japanese tea ceremony. I don't know how long this is. Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. Wow, this is actually pretty long. Okay. So when walking in the tea ceremony room, people should not step on the intersections of the tatami mats. Historically, there were occasions that ninja hid under the basement and attacked from beneath. That's kind of scary to have tea. Tea ceremony is sometimes associated with Kyoto, but is actually born in Osaka. Sen no Rikyo from 1522 to 1591. Osaka City designed around 40 tea rooms, also known as kashatsu, in the Kanshi region, and introduced the 7 principles of tea ceremony that have been followed still today. So Totoyomai Hingayoshi, who built Osaka Castle, loved the tea ceremony. He had a tea ceremony room made out of pure gold. But the story goes that he had disagreements with Shen no Riku, and had him commit some seppuku. The cracks and the fading of colors on the tea ceremony bowls are actually considered more beautiful in Japan. Japanese people think imperfections make things more aesthetically pleasing. That goes along with the minimalist Japanese philosophy, and they do. They have a tea bowl that breaks. They will put it together, and a lot of times, I know back in the day they used to use gold, but they glue it back together, and that crack. A lot of people, they break a handle of their cup or something, and they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna throw this out. I'm gonna go get a brand new one. But to them, it's unique. They glue the handle back on, and it's like there's not another piece that's just like that, and it's unique, and it does. The imperfections makes it beautiful. The most senior guest of the tea ceremony gathering must actually be the closest to the Tokonomo Moya, the part of the wall where the scroll is hanging. And the guests must be able to see Tokonomo on their right side. The tea ceremonies were originally held in a tiny room, about 6 meters squared, with a low ceiling so that people had to leave their weapons and armors outside and truly feel connected. For the same reason, everyone was supposed to drink from the same bowl, which may not be considered hygienic today. There are just so many rules of tea ceremony, and the training usually takes years. But just to give an example, there are rules of setting up the charcoals under the pot, which actually may be considered a tiny detail, but there's rules on it. The rules of the tea ceremony changes by seasons. The host changes everything: the scroll, the flower, type of tea, depth of the bowl, the way the kashaku is put on the tea caddy, to show how seriously he or she is taking the ceremony and how each moment is unique. The flowers in the tea ceremony room are different as well. We cannot actually use flowers with the strong smell, and we must make sure the case looks natural. Wow. The tea whisk, or chasen, is handmade and is made out of a bamboo stick that uses a simple knife, but nothing. It has 80 tips, and it is curled over and over again for a wider spread in order to make the tea frothy. There are actually different tea ceremony schools that follow somewhat different rules. For instance, the Yukararion tea ceremony school, which was founded by the great shogun Nobunaga, and followed by the Tokugawa shoguns, teaches to put the silk cloth on the right side of the sash, because the samurai kept their sword on the left. The most famous Grand Tea Master alive today is Sen Sonoshu 15, who is the 15th generation of the Rikyu family and who holds 2 PhDs, one from China and one from South Korea. He started practicing tea ceremony when he was just 6 years old and became the Grand Master at the age of 41, and he never drinks coffee. Just tea. I guess it might be a little upset with me because I drink coffee and tea. Okay, so the reason why there are no chairs in a tea house is because the floor is a tatami floor. This floor is made from reeds, straw, and rush grass, and were seen as a luxury in ancient Japan. Traditional houses actually have tatami floors, and only certain shoes should walk on its surface. The way the tatami floor is laid is important because it might bring good or bad luck into the house. Yeah. There's a lot of them in Japanese. See, that's pretty cool. See, there's some unit. I don't mind going out to Royal City Restaurant to have myself a cup of. Oh, it's Chinese tea we have. We don't have Japanese tea. Now I want to go to a Japanese tea ceremony. That's cool. So the Japanese tea ceremony used to be a men-only event up until the end of the Edo period, which was 1603 to 1868 AD. And women were actually not allowed to attend the tea ceremony. During this time, only rich nobles such as warlords, samurai, and monks could afford to drink the matcha tea. Older tea houses have a half-height door. This has ties to the samurai era, when the warriors had to take off their weapons and armor before entering the tea house. This was actually to promote equality. Between the guests and the belief that all people are equal in the way of the tea. So something that isn't equal is the utensils used. There's a ceremonial hierarchy of utensils, and is influenced on how expensive and important the item is. Oh, okay. This influences how the host carries the utensil, what order they are brought in and out of the tea room, and at what height they are carried. The tea bowl and tea container are the most treasured utensils and are brought in first and carried carefully. The wastewater bowl is the last utensil to be carried in and is only held at waist height. There's actually a range of tea bowls that you can actually choose from if you do host a tea ceremony. There are summer bowls, which are shallow to cool the tea, or winter bowls that are deeper. Different tea bowl creators like to use a certain material, thickness, or color when they make their wares. The more expensive bowls are made by hand, and any imperfections are prized and put on display during the ceremony. Due to novels and movies such as Memoirs of a Geisha, the Japanese tea ceremony has become linked with the grace and sophistication of the geisha. During the spring, geishas can be seen preparing sweets or meals for the tea ceremony. Mikiya, Osaka is the only place that you can actually reserve geisha tea ceremony online. That's pretty cool. There is actually a certification process that celebrates the different levels of mastery of the tea ceremony. This is very important if you attend a special tea school, such as a famous Yore Omot or Moshirakaku school. Wow. So Raku tea bowls that are made by the Raku family, who were doing this over 450 years, and who were instructed by Sen no Ryuko, usually sell for about $500 a bowl. Each generation create the clay and put it to sleep for 70 years for the next generation to use. You may need to get in waiting line, need to get in the waiting list now to actually be able to purchase a bowl a few years later. Wow, that is awesome. See, it's pretty cool. I learned something new. I didn't know that. And like I said, I don't mind drinking the Japanese tea. Hey, Big Sexy, what's up? How you doing? Right on. Hello, Katrina. Thanks for tuning in. So there you guys go. See, we had some facts. It was pretty awesome. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got Netflix? I imagine you could probably find it anywhere. Come on, it's this day and age. The internet, we got Google, we got all these links. But check it out. It's Liquid Science. And it is hosted by Jiza from the Wu-Tang Clan. And like I said, it's pretty interesting and pretty awesome. And that's how we ended up, picking facts up on AIs. Because he talks about to places that have been developing AIs. He goes to places developing different technologies. I thought the one was really cool. It's an exoskeleton, and the thing looks so light too. And as soon as you get into it, it kind of takes weight off you. And yeah, it's really cool, really awesome. Like I said, you can see how far we're going with our technology through this show. It's pretty amazing. So hopefully you can keep it up. Like I said, so if you're a Wu-Tang Clan member, go check it out. It's called Liquid Science. It's hosted by Jiza. So let's see. We got our facts done. Maybe we should pause the story here. Earl Grey. I might have to go get some new teas. Go get a variety. All right, so let's see. So if we can find some positive news for us. All right, really, it's going to reload again. It is. Okay. So hopefully this is going to work for us today because it took forever to load earlier. Oh, there we go. Okay, so. All right, so you know what? since we, so talk about, Wu-Tang Clan, okay, we're gonna actually, talk about another rapper here. Now, this is really cool. It's really awesome, and I love when celebrities do this, right? Because they make a lot of money, right? And, you say, oh, wow, I did this. Well, this is really cool. Okay, so when a woman can't afford her grocery bill, she is stunned when her favorite rapper picks up the tab. So it's been a difficult couple of years for Tira Gwen Gianamilo, but a simple act of kindness from a famous musician has restored her faith in humanity. Since her husband died of brain cancer back in 2014, wow, so only 4 years ago, Gwen has been financially supporting herself, her house, and her disabled brother, as well as her 4 rescue dogs, her 2 cats, and her blind old chicken. Her troubles came to a T last week when she was hit with a $4,000 home repair, and she wasn't properly paid for her work as a freelance writer. I was too embarrassed to say aloud I was having financial difficulty, but it was a solid problem. I was making rice for me and the dogs to eat. I was losing sleep. I was crying daily. I rationed gas in my car, wrote the woman from Georgia. It was breaking me in pieces. I was scared of the future, immediate and long term. So seeing that she was in a tough place, her friend surprised her with a $250 Whole Foods gift card. So ordinarily, Gwen could not afford to shop at the grocery store. Oops. But with the gift in hand, she says that she was salivating at the thought of fresh fruit and real dog food for the pups. So when she did her shopping at the store in Atlanta, however, she realized that she had accidentally gotten her groceries mixed up with the items belonging to the handsome stranger in front of her. So Gwen apologized to the man and tried to sort the groceries properly, but he simply said, "I might as well get it." He wanted to buy food. He wanted to buy food for my pets, writes the widow. I even clumsily tried to stop the cashier at a certain amount because the gift card was only for $250, and I had gone way over, which at Whole Foods is far too easy to do. I was out of a lot of things at home, and I hadn't added things in my head correctly. My head hasn't worked all month due to stress. Nothing has worked all month. He stopped me. I said, "I got this." He said, "All of this," he told me, "all of my groceries." So Gwen started crying and insisted on hugging the man, thanking him for his kindness. When she asked him for his name, and he simply said, "Chris." So I thanked him, but I was so stunned that even as we made small talk, he asked me about my 4 dogs. I tripped over my words, all the while thinking, I'm talking to an angel. Should I tell him? Should I tell him he's an angel? Says Gwen. Who are you? I asked at one point in a true wonder. Just a guy, he said. See, just a guy. See, MF talking. It sounds just like an effort. The compassionate stranger paid for all $375 of her groceries before making sure that she was okay and asking if she needed anything else. Awestruck, she tearfully said that she wanted to be like the man smiled and said that she was sweet enough for taking care of rescue dogs. Then he left. So as it turns out, the mystery stranger wasn't just a guy. He was the Grammy Award-winning artist Ludacris. Yeah, Ludacris paid this woman's $375 grocery bill. And he didn't say he was Ludacris. He just told her his name was Chris. And she asked him who he was. And he just said, some guy. See, that's talking like a true MF for Ludacris, man. You rock, brother. You totally rock. That's awesome. Well, I got to finish this story. So after he left, the cashier told Gwen of the man's actual identity, and she was stunned. Coincidentally, Ludacris is one of her favorite rappers, and she had not been able to place his face when confronted with a heartwarming situation. So what Ludacris had no way of knowing is that his quiet kindness and generous gesture came at a moment when my candle was out, said Gwen. He used his personal light to fire up my own. Isn't that what we should be doing for each other? I think it is. Be like Ludacris, y'all. Right on. Guys, give so props. That is really awesome and amazing. Ludacris, and he could have. There's a lot of stars that are like that. They're like, yeah, I'm this person. And he just said, his name's Chris. And then to sit there and, and she even said that she asked him who he was, and he just said, God. He didn't say he was big time star, this and that. And he did. He touched this woman, and it was amazing, and it's pretty awesome. And I totally give you props, Ludacris. Totally do, totally. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I mean. Not all artists, like not all celebrities are out there for just the money, money, money. There are, like I said, there are artists and celebrities that I love. Proud to call MFers. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's an MFer. Come on, he is. Robin Williams, when he was alive, God rest his soul. Amazing man. He's definitely a true MFer. You got Keanu Reeves. I can go on with the list. I can. And you don't get to see that. Usually in the news, you see celebrities blowing all this money, doing all this stupid stuff, and you can't forget to keep seeing that there are artists, like I said, there's musicians, actors, actresses, commentators, famous people out there. It's not about the money. They're doing the job that they love to do. They're making really good money with it, and you never know. A lot of them they like to help. And I can only imagine the amount of times that people bug them going, hey, you got this, got this. And they do. They're really kind. They're human beings like everybody else. That's awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna get ready to call it a night. Okay, I've ran out of facts. All right, but make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, okay? Because we got some. Trust me, I got about like 6 positive stories from that have just popped in tonight, but for tomorrow. So we will be loaded up on some positive stories. All right, so to the ones out there, I know that you do watch, you may not comment, you may not react, but always remember it's your time, okay? And I want all my MFers to know I love each and every last single one of you. I do. I truly do. Okay. And if you're watching me live right now, or you're watching me on the replay, or you're just listening to the audio, all right, if you can't say it to yourself, I will say it to you, okay? Come check out my show, okay? And if you want, you can watch it live or just watch the replay. And that's still not good enough. You guys can reach out to me. I will personally video it to you if you would like me to, okay? Because I believe in it. That's why I say it. Okay, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, that you matter, okay? And always remember that you are never truly alone. There's always an MFer out there. Our hands are out there, okay? So when you sit there and you feel like nobody cares and nobody's around and you are alone, please never forget. There's always an MFer out there. Just gotta reach out and you're there to help, okay? So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Same MFer channel. All right, make sure you got your notifications and you get notified every time we go live, right? Make sure you get your comment, reaction, and I will see you guys all tomorrow night. And yes, in the words of Bill Nye, the science guy, let's help save this world. And me personally, I believe the best way we can do that, ladies and gentlemen, is by spreading a little bit of peace, love, and positivity all over the world.